Join me in exploring a world full of colors, patterns, and creativity, only here in Senior High Tech TV. Did you miss traveling? Worry no more, because today I will take you to a world tour featuring the artworks and techniques of the famous contemporary artists. Before we start today's lesson, let's do a quick recap of what we have studied last time. We discussed about the modern techniques applied to contemporary art. Do you remember how many modern techniques are there? Very good. We mentioned 5 modern techniques. Can you remember this technique?
Collage is correct. How about this contemporary technique? Very good. This technique is called decalcomania. What modern technique is used to create this artwork? If your answer is decoupage, you are correct. How about this modern technique? Exactly. This is graffiti. Let us identify this last modern technique. That's awesome! This is eggshell mosaic.
I am glad to know that you have taken down all the important details of our previous topic, and that is a good start. Today we will study about the characteristics of arts from the various art movements. Are you ready to have this tour with me? That is amazing! Don't forget to bring your paper and pen and be ready to take screenshots of this art-amazing educational tour. Tara! Biyahe na tayo!
Contemporary art is often looked at with a skeptical eye. The truth about contemporary art is that it uses techniques that most people aren't quite used to, causing that skepticism to come into play. Arttionary. Skepticism is an attitude of doubt.
However, it is an incredible feat to create contemporary art using these techniques. They challenge the mind and offer unique perspectives that art has never been able to do before. For that reason, there are some of the valuable techniques that a person can experience through artwork. Here are techniques that are among the most relevant in the contemporary art today.
First destination, France.
Impressionism describes a style of painting developed in France in the mid to late 19th century, where artists moved away from established practices and discovered new ways to paint.
They use pure unmixed colors side by side using short broken strokes instead of a solid line for more visual effect on the subject. They started on something new, like capturing scenes of seascapes, houses, and ordinary people. They preferred working outdoors in a natural light, incorporating unusual visual angle. out of proportion objects, subject place of centered and empty spaces of the canvas.
All these characterize the works of several artists, and one of which is Claude Monet, who basically started Impressionism. Monet is best known for his landscape paintings. The term Impressionism was coined in his artwork entitled Impression Sunrise.
Aside from this, he also used Impressionism in this artwork. This one is entitled Irises in Monet's Garden, which he created in the 1900s using oil paint in canvas.
Another artist who practiced Impressionism is Auguste Renoir. Renoir's work was snapshots of real-life paintings of actual people figures.
As we can see in his work, Luncheon of the Boating Party, that was created in the year 1881 using oil paint in canvas.
Together with Monet and Renoir, Edward Manet also practiced Impressionism.
His works depicted modern life subjects, which is evident in his piece.
Now that you've already seen some of their works, let us now go to the next part of the tour, which is Expressionism.
Next destination, Northern Europe. Another group of artists who became popular in the 19th century are the Expressionists. Unlike the Impressionists, Expressionists create their artwork with more emotional force. To attain this, they use distorted outlines in unrealistic and unnatural images.
Comparing this to Impressionism, the artworks in Expressionism are not actually what we see in the physical world, but depends on the artist's imagination and feelings. There are different styles that emerge on the Expressionist art movement, and these are
Neo-Primitivism, Fauvism, Dadaism, Surrealism, and Social Realism. Neo-Primitivism are combined elements from the native arts of the South Sea Islanders and the wood carving of the African tribes.
Among the Western artists who adapted these elements was Amadeo Modigliani,
who created Yellow Sweater in the year 1919 using oil paint in canvas. Oval faces and elongated shapes of African art can be seen in both his sculptures and paintings. Fauvism is a style of les fauves, which means the wild bees in French. They are a group of the early 20th century modern artists whose works are emphasized with strong colors and visual distortions. Look at this work by Henri Matisse, a most important artist of Fauvism. It's called Woman with Hat, created in 1905 using oil paints in canvas.
Moving on to the next art style, Dadaism. It is characterized by imagination, remembered images, visual tricks, and surprises. The art, poetry, and performance of Dada artists are often ironic and nonsensical in nature.
As in this artwork by Theo van Doesburg entitled Street Music, which he created in the year 1915 using pencil and paper.
The Dada artists turned their backs from using traditional style in art, leading to their new style called non-style. next style is called Surrealism, and it came from the word superrealism.
Reality. We all have to live in it. It's made of real things like trees and staplers and washing up. All very useful, but also just a tiny bit boring. Which is why the world needs surrealism. So, what is surrealism? Surrealism is an art movement started by French writer André Breton back in the 1920s. He was interested in things like dreams, fantasies, and thoughts in our minds that we don't even know we're having. Artists such as Salvador Dali, René Magritte, Dorothea Tanning, and Eileen Agar explored these ideas by creating surrealist art. So what does surrealism look like? There are two main types of surrealist art. The first type is inspired by dreams, like this piece by Spanish artist Salvador Dali. Dali was the big name in surrealism, known for his wild behaviour and even wilder art. Like dreams, his work often combines things you wouldn't expect to see together, like this piece. But hey, dreams can be frightening. Just look at this nightmarish painting by the American artist Dorothea Tanning. Surreal, huh? The second type of surrealism is called automatism, which is art made without thinking. So if you've ever doodled whilst daydreaming, I hate to break it to you, but you're a surrealist. Check out this playful piece of automatism by the Spanish artist Jean Miro. Is this the sort of thing you doodle?
The last art style from the Expressionism art movement is social realism.
This movement expresses the artist's role in social reform. The artists use their works to protest against injustice, inequality, immorality, and other concerns of human condition.
Social realists have addressed different social issues for the purpose of increasing people's awareness, leading to reform and welfare.
Next destination, New York.
The next movement that emerged after Expressionism is the Abstractionist movement. While Expressionism was emotional, Abstractionism is logical and rational.
In Abstractionist movement, geometrical shapes, patterns, lines, angles, textures, and swirls of colors were used.
There are two types of Abstractionism.
Representational abstractionism depicts two recognizable subjects, as in this artwork by George Braque called Oval Still Life or Le Violon. You can still see the violin, which is the subject of this painting. While pure abstractionism does not recognize any subject at all, as in this work by Francis Picabia, The Spring or La Source.
The Abstractionist movement has four art styles, namely among the popular Cubist artists is Pablo Picasso, and I know you have heard of that name before.
He created this artwork entitled Girl Before a Mirror, which he created in the year 1932 using oil paint in canvas. destination, Italy.
Futurism is a style of art that began in Italy in the early 1900s. It is fast-paced, machine-propelled.
Artists draw inspiration to motion, force, speed, and strength of mechanical forms. Thus, works depicted the dynamic sensation of all these, as seen in the works of Italian painter Gino Severini. This painting is entitled Armored Train. He created this using oil paint in canvas in the year 1915. The last one is non-objectivism. From the term non-object, works in non-objectivism did not make use of figures or even representation of figures, just like in this oil painting of Piet Mondrian, New York City. He just used lines of primary colors to represent his idea of his subject using non-objectivism. Going home to the Philippines.
In this part of the tour, we will talk about op art and pop art. Now, what is the difference between the two? They may sound alike, but they are different in nature.
Optical art or op art is an art movement that gives visual experience, a form of action painting taking place in the viewer's eye, giving the illusion of movement. You may think that the artist's work is moving, but in reality, it's just doing tricks with your eyes.
Pop art or popular art is an art movement that made use of commonplaces and even nonsensible objects that pop artists enjoy.
This is called Marilyn Monroe by Andy Warhol, created in the year 1967 using silk screen print. We can see over here Cordillera Labyrinth by Roberto Villanueva, which was done in the year 1989 using bamboo and runo grass in the CCP grounds.
It is called environmental art, project art, and temporary art.
There once was a little girl playing on a swing set, one her grandpa built by the sycamore tree near the rusty farmyard gate. And while her mama pinned the laundry, the little girl would cry out loud, "Push me higher, push me higher, push me, I can't wait." Her mama would push a couple times, but there was laundry still to do. So she learned to use her own strength, pull her own weight, push on through, to swing higher, higher than before, higher, but afraid to reach for something more, higher, higher towards the sky, until the day she bent to kiss her mama a last goodbye.
Di ko kailangang sumabay pa sa uso. Ako'y magiging ako na aking ginusto. I'm a kapera, ganda ko'y irarapa. Di magpapatinag sa sasabihin ng iba. I'm a kapera, umaapaw ang karisma. Ang tunay kong ganda sa lahat na iiba.
This is probably my favorite type of art. It's called performance art. The performer himself or herself is the artist. I'm sure a lot of you guys love singing, dancing, acting, or just performing in general. But were you aware that while doing all that, you're already creating art? Well, now you know. I guess that's the end of our virtual tour today. I'm sure you've learned a lot about the different art movements, artists who practice them, as well as their artworks. And now, to test your learnings about our lesson, let us have a short activity. Today's activity is match or not. I will show you pictures of artworks and artists. All you have to do is identify whether the artist and the artwork matches.
Are you ready? Let's get started! Let's play match or not. Comment down match if the artist and the artwork shown matches. Comment down not if it does not match. First set of pictures. This is an artwork entitled Armored Train and the artist is Gino Severini. Is this a match or not? You are right. This is a match. Next pair of picture. The artist is Pablo Picasso and the artwork is entitled Girl Before a Mirror. Is this a match or not? You got it right! This is a match. Girl Before a Mirror is an artwork of Pablo Picasso. The third pair of picture. The artist is Claude Monet from Impressionism art movement and the artwork is entitled Woman with Hat. Is this a match or not? Very good! This is not a match. Woman with Hat is an artwork of Henri Matisse.
Excellent! Did you get everything correctly? I'm sure you did. Great job, everyone! If you had as much fun as I did in today's lesson, please leave an encouraging comment below. Well, learners, that's it for today. Don't forget to explore your creativity and unleash your creative prowess within. This has been Teacher Joy. See you in our next Si Parlandia episode. Stay safe and goodbye, everyone.